org2b, Unit 10, final unit. Today is Tuesday, April 18th. By the beginning of week 3 of the next school month, it will be done that our first class period of week 3 of next school month is the official last period. So stay caught up. If you're caught up, then boom, that first period of week 3, next one, you are done. If you're not caught up, we may be able to use an extra day solely just for you catching up on something. But for those who stay caught up, it's about to come to an end. All right, here we go. Do me a favor. Let's see. Highlight on this guy. Please highlight the word population.
Right here.
That's good, bro. Highlight population. For this one, the vocabulary, we're going to go back to Unit 9 is what we're taking this first standard that we're being tested on from. Why do this? So that way you don't have to remember so much, you don't have to think so much, because you just had it. Population, the group that you want to know about. Group you want to know about. If I want to know about high school students across America, I can't talk to all of them. But maybe if I just do a little survey in this class here, I take you all as the sample to represent all the high schools in America, then that way maybe, just maybe, I can know about that population. One. Sample. Smaller group. Oh. You don't want to get out of class early? No, all right, want to know, hopefully somebody else knows exactly the answer.
So you guys will be putting you, which is really popular.
That's this new era of texting.
Yeah, this is the 21st century. And you can fill out you.
No, yeah. Not about. Take a look, someone double check, make sure what's on the board should be on the board. All right. The sample, so I don't have to talk to everybody here at Options when we did our sample, just 20 students, talking about the whole Options. And again, I'm not going to all the high schools, not only here in the Fontana area, but just in America. Boom, I will use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 students. I will use a sample of 12 to find out about 1 million students. So this is how would I write that? How do you write sample? Smaller group out of the population. Small, say it again? Oh, well, yeah, you can't use the same word.
Small group.
Small group, small selection out of population. Okay, so small selection. The reason it's going to be important today, they're going to use those words. Oh, do me a favor.
Yeah, it is that. How come when I hear people say it's
because they don't know exactly how to use it. Too bad now vocabulary class would be perfect. All right, no, let's do this. Right now, sample size, sometimes for sample, they'll use sample size. I'm like, okay, that's something different. Sample size in this room would be what? How many people are in here? If I surveyed you, let's see, again, it's 5 and 7. In this case, put 12. Now, some students are going to think it's always 12. It's not always 12. When we did our survey in here, what was our sample size? It was 20 because we took just 20 surveys. The good news is, the bigger the sample size, the more significant or trustworthy the survey. So if I only surveyed, it's true if I only surveyed U12 to find out about the high schools in America, yeah, it's not going to be enough. right, what else do we need? Inference. Please, on inference, write down it is a no, yeah, you can go somewhere else. To draw a conclusion, there are drawn conclusion. To draw a conclusion, how would you write that? Inference. A conclusion you draw. Inference, that's it. Conclusion. I'm going to write that. Conclusion you make. Alright, write that down, write that down, write that down. Today you're going to be making some inferences. And those inferences that you make are going to be based on the survey. The real question they're going to ask you is it trustworthy? Is it, the word they're going to use, not, it won't be trustworthy, they're going to say significant. Alright. I want to do this version. So write. Alright. Before we turn to the back, we just highlighted. Alright, anybody? Alright, go ahead, flip. And then we'll decide what we'll actually mark. You know, on that one, I'm going to leave that one off. Yeah, I'm going to leave that one off for now. That's one example. Alright, here it comes. Let's actually do some highlighting. Don't highlight everything, because if you highlight everything, your brain doesn't pick up on it. So let's see which we're going to choose. Where did you see it? Oh, there it is. Thank you. Let's see if I can get my highlighter. My highlighter's going. Yeah. Population, highlight entire group. Let's see, of individuals about which we hope to learn. About which we hope to learn is significant. It's important. A survey is always like, look, I want to know about everybody, but I can't ask everybody. Oh, anybody know the name when you can ask everybody? There's an actual word for that. That is, if I want to find out something about everyone, and everyone is here, a survey. Survey is always it's smaller than. Hold my hand in the right direction. It's some sort of letter C. Every 10 years they do it in America.
Wait, what did you say?
So the letter C, and every 10 years they do it in America. Census. Census. Whenever you can ask everybody, like say in here I want to find out. In here I want to find out what each of you are going to do after high school. I can take a census because the room is small enough. I can say, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And each one of you can tell me what you're going to do. If I want to find out what everybody's going to do here, options, I can't go around and ask, and as a result I have to take a survey. So a survey is always smaller. Sample, let's see, represents a subset. That's the right subset of population. Subset always means smaller. But you have a set, you guys are a set. A subset here would be the guys.
I'm sorry.
Smaller groups in the room. Or people wear glasses in the room, that's a subset in this room.
Like when you can't subset.
Alright, so subset is all the smaller amount. Let's see what sample survey, let's see what it says. Descriptive study that asks questions of a sample in hope of learning something about. This one is actually just highlight survey. This is the official name of a survey. So let's see this one. Again, on this one, highlight sample and population. You use the sample, the smaller amount, to find out about the big thing. Look at the way, please. All right. Bias. Please highlight failure. Let's see. Any failure to accurately, please highlight that. Accurately represent the population. It is biased if when we only survey guys and we're trying to find out something about all options. Because it doesn't really reflect.
That's me triggered. Oh, my favorite because everyone wants to trigger me today.
Everybody wants
I
to.
swear to God.
Randomization. Our survey that we did in this room was lacking randomization. Let's see how they put it. Process by which each individual is given a fair, please highlight fair and equal chance for selection for the sample.
Whoa, man. I'm sorry.
In other words, everybody here had to be used. And then the last one, the sample size. Again, we put 12 because if we did a survey in here today, if we took this class, it'd be 12. If we added that class over there, I can't see how many people are over there, but if we added them, is it like another, how many are there?
Like 5.
It's 11 counting cases.
All right, 11 counting cases. Let's add that together. 11 plus our 12 would give us
13 actually.
20.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 13 counting.
If we count these. So you said it was 12 there or 13?
It's 11 counting cases.
11, okay. So 24 altogether. If we did both of us, that'd be our sample size. So highlight sample size, the number of individuals in a sample. Sample size, think right under here, the bigger the sample size, the more trustworthy the survey. That part I'm going to write in.
What do we write?
With sample size.
Oh, it's under. Did you pee in that?
Hey, Will, juice, crackers.
How about water? You asked. Oh, I already forgot. Where you go?
According to the restaurant, the mic is on air.
If you're going, go ahead and go and grab your, whatever. The bigger the sample size, the more trustworthy. All right, write that last piece in. Write the last piece in. Try and get that last piece in. Go ahead. With your highlighter, I'll tell you what stuff to highlight. But go.
Izzy manages a restaurant in Anaheim near Disneyland and looks like though to see how people are rating the place because personally she knows it's an awesome place to eat.
Pause. Just underline.
It's near Disneyland. That's cool.
People are rating. That's going to be important. It's going to say something to who the population is. You're on page 67. All right, here we go. Keep going.
Izzy was super excited to see a 5-star rating out of 5. So she showed a friend what great rating for the restaurant she did.
Next one, highlight 5 stars out of 5. Because again, as you're deconstructing this, they're wanting to see if you were reading a survey, information about survey based on your knowledge now. Can you pull out important information as you read it? What things are going to be key? Go ahead and read question number 1.
What are some possible inferences that other people will make when they look at Yelp to see the rating and see the rating for a restaurant?
All right, so here to begin with, I pop open Yelp. I go to Yelp and I see that it's hard to see, but you got a 5 out of 5. So do me a favor, highlight the whole. Highlight.
Cross it out.
Don't cross it out, but highlight the
False rating.
Okay, it has 5 out of 5, but it only has 2 reviews, so that's always.
All right, and that's some of what's coming up. She got 5 out of 5, so best score ever. Now, of course, I was going to ask how many people actually did the, circle, I know, circle the 2 reviews. Anybody know what the name of the 2 reviews are for, if we're talking about some of the key vocabulary for this?
The sample size.
That would be your sample size.
Wow, thank you.
But here comes the better question. If this is the sample size, and the sample size automatically comes out of the population, what would the population be that this sample size came out of?
All the people in Anaheim.
Yeah. Because it's Yelp, this is all the people who have Yelp. So the population.
It's an actual like.
So I'm in there.
Yeah, you're gonna get something quite similar. And they're just trying to see, one, can you use the vocabulary? Two, when you speak about it. How did you say it, Jose? You said all of Yelp or?
Every Yelp user.
Yeah, every Yelp or
Every Yelper.
I'll start with every Yelp user, and then of course you guys can do that.
Why do you always feel
In other words, this review, the population can't come from someone who doesn't use Yelp because it doesn't reflect them. Oh, duh! I just wrote mine above. Do me a favor. Directly below, it's asking you those two questions. So please write in your answer. If you wrote them where I wrote mine, fine, but also add it to where they actually ask you the question. Describe the population as it refers to the Yelp review. In other words, who is the population? And down below, what is the sample size of this Yelp review? I marked it on mine, but do me a favor, please actually put in your answers where they're asking for them.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
Anybody need more time for us to go to the top of the next page? Sammy can read? All right, Sammy.
Izzy also manages a restaurant in Fullerton for all those Cal State Fullerton students to dine at. And she looks on Yelp to see how people are rating this place.
Pause for a moment. I think we didn't answer a question on the back. Did it
It was the one that you went for.
Right. Do me a favor, that part is important. I'm going to come back and have you finish that in just a moment. But what I didn't have you mark is this, what can you infer? Scratch it out. Please highlight what are some possible inferences that can be made.
You can infer that if those two people give it 5 stars, then you will too.
Okay, that's one.
Or that the bigger population also enjoyed it. Will enjoy it.
Write down what you wrote there. Someone else? What can you infer when you see that boom? You got 5 stars. It's a good restaurant. Anything else we can infer?
If you have more reviews, maybe it'd be different.
Let's see, what are the possible inferences that other people make when they look at Yelp and see the rating? So again, try to write down at least 2 things. Say that again. So write down at least 2 things you can infer. Hey, can you be wrong?
Yes.
If it's crazy stuff, but if it's stuff that makes sense, like okay, 5 stars, oh, this place is probably pretty good. I might infer only people who like the food did reviews. Like if you hate the food, sometimes you're like, I'm not gonna waste my time. Right. This one I'm gonna come around and put a check mark because I need you to have something inferred that again.
Okay. Izzy also manages a restaurant in Fullerton for all those Cal State Fullerton students to dine at, and she looks on Yelp to see how people are rating this place because she knows it's an awesome place to eat. Izzy wasn't too sure if she liked the 3.5-star rating out of 5 that she found there, so she decided to do her own survey of customers. What are some possible inferences that other people will make when they look at Yelp and see the rating for Izzy's restaurant?
All right, so let's pause this time. Please highlight that in this second scenario, 3.5, not 5 out of 5. Let me also mark, have you mark one other thing. In a second, there's the Yelp, but Izzy is also about to do her own survey. I want us to highlight that. Let's see. There it is. Do highlight her own survey. That's what's going to come next. You're about to compare 2 different things. So there it comes again. Out loud, what are some possible inferences that other people will make when they look again here? If I can mark mine as 3.5. You got 3.5. How many? What's the sample size on this one?
7.
7 is the sample size, so that's the number of people who did the survey. Okay. So go ahead and mark sample size. Oh, do they ask for it? They do ask for it. Population is going to be the same. There it comes. What inferences can we make on this one?
Probably me.
3.5 stars. Restaurants, okay. It's not the worst. So they got 1. Is there another inference we can make? 3.5. That someone may have given her a 1.
It's like Black Mirror.
Okay. Write that down. Is there a third? Is there a third we can get? Restaurants, okay, from Ashley. Marcos, someone may have given her 1.
If there were a greater sample size, or that the population will agree with the sample size. That'll like reflect.
Okay. The third inference you make is that the population, all the Yelp users, will probably agree that it's a 3.5 or 3.5. The whole population will agree with that sample. Is there one more we can squeeze out of it? We got 3. Restaurants okay. Someone may have given a 1. Someone may have given it a 1 star. The population, all the Yelp users, probably agree with those 7 people. Is there one more we can get out of it? Okay. You can suggest that this one is more accurate because, yeah, there are more users. Get in 2 on this one. Get in 2 on this one, please. All right, let's see what they ask us next. That's it on the side? Something is... I feel like it's missing. That's weird. Oh, it's on the other side. I was wondering why. Did you flip? Was this the other side?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have flip the roof. Because we didn't do page 68.
Why don't you like?
Yeah. So like we should have.
Well, it was up on the board.
So this part was going to be for you just to do on your own as if it were a test, page 68. So forget everything that anyone says when they ask you to do it. Then you go ahead and do that one. Like this. Back up to page 68, which is, yeah,
Do you want me to read
it's the
this
same.
well?
Yeah, so let's back up a.
I know. I love hearing my voice.
All right, let me see if I can get back to, there it is. All right, start reading that, the second one, Samuel.
Okay. It's his friend and
All right, go ahead.
His friend did not agree with her enthusiasm because after taking a closer look, she realized that there are only 7 I'm reading the wrong thing again.
Go to page 68. And for this one, hold for a moment. For this one, she is continuing from the fact that there were only 2 people who did that first survey.
Izzy's friend did not agree with her enthusiasm because after taking a closer look, she realized that there are only 2 reviews. How significant do you think the Yelp results are? Providing an accurate representation of the quality of food and service at Izzy's restaurant. Explain why or not. If we really
All right. Think about it for a second, then we'll take some answers out loud. All right. Yeah. So hold for a moment. With your highlighter, please highlight the 2 reviews. The reason we're doing the highlighting, which I want you to kind of do too when you take the assessment, is you're demonstrating that as you're looking through the survey, what items are key and critical. The fact that there are only 2 is a key item. Sitting under that, please write down the word trustworthy or above it. Because some people say, oh, it's not very significant. But what do they really mean? How much do you trust? That's like, how did we skip this part? Trustworthy. Credibility. Credibility of it. How trustworthy do you think the results are? Are they providing an accurate representation of the quality of food and services at Izzy's restaurant? Explain why or why not. Your why or why not is the important part. All right, there we go. How significant or trustworthy do you think those 2 reviews are?
I think they're untrustworthy and insignificant.
It's debatable.
Fake news.
It's debatable.
The bills will be watch Why would those two people not be trustworthy for those who say no, and why would they be for those who say yes? All right. Can those two people get it right? What do you mean? The two people at the same place?
The population.
So you're for the not trustworthy. Because it's only two, they may have a taste. Is anyone who can say why they could be okay?
They're trustworthy because her two parents really love her and they think the restaurant's good.
The ticket.
So it's probably more than likely the case that only two people. How can you just trust two people for the entire debate? Yeah, exactly. All right, so please write down how you would write it down, and what she just said is going to be important. How can you trust the review of two people for the entire population? They want you to use.
It as a question. I'm answering the question.
No, I would say make the point.
That's why I started with
Question answer.
I mean, the way you said it, I understand what you're saying. So I would take that. The key is that you use the vocabulary. The sample size is too small to represent such a large population. That's one way to write that down. So write that down. And I'm gonna write mine as well.
This is why.
It's not trustworthy is one response.
That was a kitchen ad? It's scary. I was like scrolling through like a website. And you click the ad on it.
The sample size is way too small to represent the population.
Yeah,
You're not saying words.
that's like the only. Oh my God.
Right. Make sure you write this down. There should be very few pages for 6 pages available for this unit.
Guys, please cat in the building.
What? Where?
Oh,
Dang it! I almost got it.
Oh my God. Oh.
I am so happy for him.
I know.
Write it down. Go to the next section. Read the next section.
Izzy makes sure the waiters and waitresses are providing customers with a survey to fill out at the end of the meal, asking them to rate the food, service, and overall quality. After 480 surveys have been handed out at the restaurant, and they received back 330 filled out.
All right, pause. Let's highlight the 480 surveys. And this is what I was saying. She decided to do her own survey because this Yelp thing, only 2 people aren't even going to untrust it. So she gave out her own survey. Highlight how many she passed out.
480.
And then highlight how many came back.
330.
I wouldn't.
All right.
I wouldn't.
All right.
Guys,
Go ahead. Keep reading. Keep going, Simon.
Oh, once the results are tallied up, she finds that her overall rating is 4 out of 5 and wonders why the discrepancy between her results and the Yelp results. How significant do you think Izzy's survey results are?
All right. So pause again with your highlighter. Please highlight her new rating.
It's 4 out of 5.
So before she had a 5 out of 5 with 2 people. With 330 people, she has 4 out of 5, which is lower.
is she girls?
How significant do you think the survey on Izzy's survey? Please highlight Izzy's survey. Please respond to the 2 questions. How significant do you think Izzy's results are? Do they provide an accurate representation of the quality of the food and service of the restaurant?
I think they're more significant than the Yelp one because there's more. She asked more people filled out. So she has a bigger sample size.
Okay, the sample size being larger makes is a better representation of the population. Notice what she's doing there. She's using the vocabulary. If you just say, "Yeah, I think this one's better," yeah, I'm gonna probably have to return your materials to you to rewrite. So what's going to be key is the sample size is larger, which reflects better on the population. Let me write that in myself. Once you get, is that the end of that page? Once you get that, then go to the flip side and do the flip side all on your own, which is what we're supposed to do. So on the flip side, not only read it, highlight it, but respond to the appropriate questions. I'm going to write in my answer on this last part here.
Okay, so is it significant or
Trustworthy is the question, the word that you think of. Can you trust 330 people over 2 people?
I don't trust it.
Then, yeah, it's not for you.
I'll say I was like so depressed.
So I'm going to write this in, but you're flipping to the back.
I'm a big believer.
I literally know a girl like that.
Where's my writing? By the way, if someone wants to argue that it's not trustworthy, you can. As long as you can back it up using vocabulary.
It's not more of it. I don't know. I was
Yes, because the sample size is larger now. I'm going to put much larger instead of just larger because 7 is larger than 2, but it's not big enough to make a big difference. I'll put this much larger.
Okay, even if she tries to hurt herself, why would she take everyone she knows feel
Highlight accurate on that next line, please.
crazy?
On the next line, highlight accurate.
I'd like to agree on this.
Reply to that second question, please. With a 330, how accurate is it to reflect what's in the restaurant versus the
I don't
2?
believe you. I don't believe you. I was already in the show. I guess I can go over that part. Yes. Wait, so if you should catch it, that makes you it's been a while. It's like the end of the show.
Anybody still writing on this one? So we're going to turn it over. On the other side, you're going to do it as if you're taking an assessment.
I like that. Can you play they're like, can I have a pencil? And they're like, no, this is like, seriously. That's that.
Try not to spoil it. You really also think? Did you not hear what we were talking about? No. Good. Very good. Good. Okay. We're talking about Jeff.
White shirt, like I love you.
Yeah.
I have a
essential lotion.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's not going. I'm not gonna spoil it. The ending happened, and I'm just like, what am I gonna do? Like, this is just so dumb. So exactly. I was just like, this is so dumb.
that show pushed me over the edge. It's still going on. I was like, I'm not like, I don't at this point.
All right, let me read to you what I wrote. Yours doesn't have to be exactly it, but at least you can hear different versions. And then I'm going to have you turn yours over. Once you give you about 10 minutes to yours, and then give you the official one to do, and then we'll go from there. But listen. Well, let me read it. So yeah. So it says here, the larger number, speaking of the 330, better represents the quality of food, is the way I wrote mine. Now, how you wrote yours, if it conveys something to that, kind of conveys that idea, is fine. Is there someone who has something different?
Yes, it is.
Someone has something different that I can kind of hear?
It has larger sample size.
The larger, do they provide accurate representation of the food at the restaurant? And you're saying yes. Well, say your answer to that again. No, you're not.
Let's call it quantity.
Because you're right. The sample size being larger is important.
Alright, quantity.
What the the stars represent and what you read when you read the survey, it could be about something else. So in the end, your inference depends on you as much as it does on what they meant. Good point, Mark.
And this is for the survey to keep talking about. That's why you keep it.
I know you got the texture thing. It's a texture thing. Waffles are good and okay, guys, it's grits. Grandpa, mine is almost. Well, here it's wait, was that? My body was.
4 minutes, 4 minutes.
Things are just chicken nuggets. Okay.
So I thought you had yours like a stone based on the road. It used to be dough based on the road.
Okay, it's very that's leaking because it's just the stuff.
I need to find brother. My brother's has a video of him reciting. You didn't comment on this. You're so ugly. Wow.
That looks like
That is big. Actually, Ashley's like going like Ashley like. That was really weird. Look. I get these pictures.
it took me so long to find that link. I'm sorry, I'm saying this is legal.
Oh my god.
You click on the link in my brother's MySpace video, we're sending the entire
Oh, the B movie? She said it was like her, just says the entire thing.
He said he made a bet with his friends that if Donald Trump wins the presidency, he's gonna make a video of himself presenting the entire movie now in his bio.
And I actually watched the entire
So long, my mom was like, my mom was like going, I have to come eat lunch. He goes,
I listened to the entire thing.
Make sure you highlight it on the other section.
And I was like, oh, her brother did this thing of like the and we're listening to the whole way there.
Starting to all us, baby. He should be like extra fat life with us.
Scott's talking.
Right here, could you tell me?
Now you gotta turn that off, please.
It off.
Like, it's not your touch.
Yeah. Scott's talking.
What? Read the bottom.
2 minutes, 2 minutes till your assessment.
Yeah, you can send this.
Use official vocabulary on it. If you just use regular words, like if you don't use sample size, population, trustworthy, things of that nature, we'll probably have to turn to you after looking through it again just to do that. So make sure you know sample size is who does the review. The population is who it represents. If something is trustworthy, that means it's significant. So be careful with that. Any other vocabulary that was in there that let's see.
Oh my god.
And then the A-G-L-E-T.
2 minutes, 2 minutes.
I am literally Tina. Like, you know how when she, have you seen that series? There's this like she lets her drive and like she's in the middle of just like by herself and she's like that was me when I first started.
I used to look like Tina a lot.
Oh,
No, because I had short blonde hair and then wear my glasses. I was like really awkward.
A larger sample size.
Ew.
All right, 1 minute, 1 minute.
I'm not just like really funny. Like,
Better reflects population.